Welcome to the Master Builders Victoria Building Master Builders podcast. I'm your host, Sam Smith. Master Builders Victoria was established in 1875 by a group of distinguished builders intent on raising standards within the industry. Since that time, the organisation has grown to become a preeminent industry voice with members universally renowned for their reliability, skill and professionalism. Today, Master Builders Victoria leads a future-ready industry that builds a better world. During this podcast series, we bring industry experts directly to you to discuss trends and challenges within our industry to empower people to build a better future. Today, we are joined by Matt Perrott, co-founder and CEO of BuildPass, to talk about how AI is changing construction sites. Hi, Matt. Welcome to the podcast.
Hey, Sam. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you. Now, I've got a few questions here about AI. I'll be looking to your expertise to help guide us through, perhaps give us some fundamentals, but also maybe help us take us on the journey as to where it could take construction and some of our members' businesses as well. I guess to start with, what is AI?
Yeah, AI, it's very topical at the moment. First of all, it stands for artificial intelligence. So what we mean by that is some form of intelligence that's out there that's not human. So not us, it's some other thing. And so that's a fancy way of saying some piece of software that has become a bit more intelligent than software was in the past. And I guess to go a little bit deeper, when you think about software up until now or before AI, it was very much programmed to do. We had to tell it exactly what it should do in every scenario. The difference with AI is it can start to learn and it can start to make decisions without us telling it how to actually do that. And so it's a bit of a subtle difference, but that's what's creating all the fuss at the moment in the industry and why it's become really powerful.
Is that like some of the targeted ads I receive at home when I'm searching something online and then my wife starts to see ads that are related to that on her browser as well?
Totally. It's these algorithms that are sitting behind the scenes. They are learning, whether that's good or bad. And yeah, look, AI does touch a lot of areas in our lives without us even realizing it.
So what are some of the ways that we're already interacting with AI in a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, so whether you know it or not, when you wake up in the morning and maybe plug in your office address into Google Maps to get you there, that's using AI behind the scenes to learn better ways of getting you there, to learn the traffic on each route that you might be going. When you check your emails, if some of them land in spam and not in your main inbox, that's AI filtering out the stuff that it's learned to be not good for you. Like you mentioned before, our social media feeds, when you go on YouTube, you watch one video, then all of a sudden you've gone down this rabbit hole of other videos, it surfaces them. So this is all AI or machine learning behind the scenes that we're already using pre us really knowing about it.
What does the use of AI mean for construction then?
It's a really good question. And we strongly believe that there's a massive opportunity for AI in construction. So there's a few ways to look at it, but if we look at it by breaking it down into the stages of a project, in the planning stage and the design stage, we've got tools that help us with the design of buildings now, with knowing about the appropriate permits that you can use. It can look at all the legislations around the states, and it can help you with the permitting process through to tendering and finding good jobs. There's AI products that help with that. Through to the construction phase and sort of the project management side of things, there is AI that can help with resource allocation and with finance, making sure that you got up-to-date schedules, you're assigning tasks correctly, and then out on the actual construction side as well. And that's what's really interesting to us, because one of the things that AI has allowed us to do is to not always have to just be at our phone, using an interface per se. You can use your voice or you can use photos and videos. So that's where we think that there's a lot of opportunity for construction to essentially cut out a lot of the admin of a construction site by basically just talking to the phone, which is a really exciting thing for construction.
What might be some of the challenges that construction could face when looking to implement AI?
I think knowing where to start is one of them. So we chat with a lot of people about AI, and there's so much interest in how can it help my business? And I think some people just sort of don't know where to start.
I think perhaps something that you've talked about too is that AI is a term that people might have heard, but they haven't perhaps appreciated that there's all these different avenues that they can explore.
Totally.
Like it's kind of, where do they start?
Yeah. And so if we think about AI now, one of the things that's made it really popular that everyone would have heard of by now is ChatGPT. And it's gone crazy. And so when we think about why did ChatGPT become so popular, it's because it's not just a specific version of AI where it does a task really well. So we used the Google Maps example before. That helps you get from A to B using AI, but it kind of happens behind the scenes. Where ChatGPT changed the game was it's a general AI. You can ask it about anything. It's not always going to give you a good answer, but you can literally ask it about anything, and it's done it in a very conversational way that's very interactive. And so that's been the moment where people have realized how powerful AI can be, even if it's been around for a long time. So given that, I would say one place to start is literally log into ChatGPT. You can get a free version and just ask it what it can do for you. Say, I've got this problem in my business. How do you think I should solve it? And just starting to converse with the AI, I'll give you some ideas. One thing you could do in construction is you can actually upload files into it. You could upload the drawings of your construction project and get some feedback on it from the AI. Upload a schedule, ask it how it could optimize this for you. And again, I'm not saying it's going to have great answers for you yet, but that's one way that you can start to really get an understanding of the possibilities with AI. And obviously there's a range of other tools out there that we can talk about, but that would be a good place to start.
Are there any risks that businesses might face when they're using AI? I mean, you're talking about ChatGPT and saying it'll give you an answer. It may not always be the best one, but it gives you a starting point. Are there some things that people should consider when they're interacting with AI?
Totally. So how I like to think of AI is use it as a tool to help you get your job done, not to replace your job altogether. So we've got this term called hallucinations with AI. It's where the AI can sort of just make something up. Now, it is getting better at not doing that.
It certainly talks very confidently. It says, yes, certainly, here's the answer.
Exactly. Yes, you've got to be careful of that. So when we think about using AI, it's use it to help you, give you ideas and insights and guide you in the right way. But don't fire off an email to someone that AI has generated without reviewing it. Like, that would be a really bad idea. So it's certainly not here to replace us. It's here to help, and we should use it that way.
Perhaps don't rely on it for any of that subject matter expertise that you might be engaging an engineer or a lawyer for some really specific advice, but it can help you refine and improve some things that you've got in place, or perhaps give you an idea of where to start.
Yeah, totally. And especially those general tools. Now, there are tools coming out that use AI that are very specific to a domain. Like, there is tools that will ingest all of your documents in your business, or say all of the documents for a project. And these tools will not lie to you. If you ask it a question about the document, it finds that, it summarizes it for you, and it won't lie. So you can start to use some of these specific tools to give you concrete answers. And that's probably where the world is going as well. But I think you're totally right in saying I wouldn't just plug, financial data into ChatGPT and ask it to give you your profit margin and use that as the basis for how, your next project or anything like that. You can need to be a bit more careful than that.
There's a couple of perhaps common misconceptions out there. I think you've hinted at it a little bit already, but one of them might be that AI is going to take away people's jobs. I mean, you've already said, no, it's not replacing things, it's enhancing or giving you that informed starting position. Are there any other misconceptions that people might have around working with AI?
Yeah, I think like one of the big ones, and we have talked about this already, is that AI is this new thing, or is it just ChatGPT? Whereas AI is literally all around us and it's happening behind the scenes anyway. So it's not that new. Definitely the misconception around AI replacing jobs. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some jobs that will probably get replaced by AI. That is a reality. We're looking at things like customer support. Those jobs are at risk of AI because it's getting really good at conversational things. But when we look at the construction industry, we still need to be out on site building things. And the advent of AI can really be seen as helping us achieve all of these quite audacious goals that we have as a country, the globe has it as well. But we need to build, I think it's 1 million houses or something is the target. Maybe they've scaled that back, and we just don't have enough people and resources to do that. So AI should be viewed as a tool to help us get more efficient. It's not here to replace us.
It's perhaps a smarter way of doing or meeting those goals that we need to meet.
Yeah, totally. And a concrete example of this and how we talk about it with some of our customers is rather than needing to say have a site manager on every project, if you can cut out a bunch of the administrative work, if you can make sure that there's no mistakes being made, and all of this time that's been spent out on site doing things that aren't efficient, if you can cut out a lot of that with AI, maybe a site manager can actually manage 2 projects or 3. And so by using tools like AI, it can take away the work that we don't want to do. I haven't met a single site manager that got into construction because they wanted to do more admin or they were good at it, right? And so AI is just really good at doing some things that us as humans are not that good at, and we don't actually enjoy doing either. So it should be seen as a net positive, allowing us to get more productive, doing good work rather than busy work.
That sounds good. How is AI supporting on-site workers and project managers in the office?
Yeah, we can start with on-site workers. One of the things that we're seeing as being really important out on site is the quality of work being done. So it's no secret that we have an aging trade base, and there's a lot of really high quality trades people that are moving out of the industry, and we don't have heaps coming into the industry. So we think it's really important that we manage to retain the quality of and the craft of what tradespeople are doing.
It's a good opportunity perhaps to lean on some of the expertise and experience that those workers have when perhaps later on in their career they're not quite as physically able to keep up with the demands of construction too.
Yeah, totally. Exactly. If we can use their knowledge to sort of feed it back in. But one of the things that we've been looking at is in construction, we have Australian standards, right? We have to build to a certain quality, and it's actually a legal requirement. But the Australian standards, one, they're really hard to access and they're expensive. And I haven't met many tradespeople that just have the Australian standards in the console of their ute. But 2, they're really complicated to access. So we're looking at ways of how we can actually simplify this with AI, put it into easier to understand formats that young people are used to, like a TikTok style video, for example. And so there's a lot of opportunity to use AI to actually upskill our trade base. So that's one of the things we're seeing, or at least thinking about out on site. The other thing on site, and I mentioned this before, is the idea of voice to text or voice to something else. And so rather than spending a bunch of time looking in a document or in the plans for a certain thing, or trying to find that RFI that was submitted, or filling out a lengthy checklist that takes ages, you've got to do it every week. What if you could just talk to your phone and do that? What if you, at the end of the day, you get into your car to go home and you just talk to your phone to tell it what you did, and that fills in your timesheet for you? So this is a world that is coming, and we're already seeing it play out. So that's the on-site work as part of the question. As far as more back office and project managers, one of the biggest issues that project managers have is managing schedules and timelines and delays and switching things around. And so if there's ways that we can optimize one builder's timeline for a project based on the trades that are there, but also do that at an industry level. If the AI knows what kind of availability people have on sites, it can help to optimize our labour pool across all of the projects in the industry. So there's some really exciting things from a back office perspective happening as well that can help us, make us more efficient.
Now, Matt, as a business owner, and certainly in the software space too, what are some ways that you've integrated AI either in your day-to-day as a business or some of your service offering to your customers as well? Yeah,
sure. So internally, and any business can do this, we're using AI to help get insights out of our data. So we're feeding data into tools like ChatGPT and telling it to give us insights based on user activity on the platform or whatever it might be. We use it for a lot of communication, so getting it to refine marketing collateral, coming up with ideas for ads. This is all really easy stuff to do. So I definitely recommend anyone to start doing it for some of the more text-based communication.
You could probably use it for perhaps ideas for social media posts or
Totally.
Information that you want to put out to your client base as well.
Yeah, or even let's say you get a difficult email from a client. Ask the AI, what would be a very professional way of answering this question, given that I want to get across these 3 points, and get it to craft that first version of an email for you.
Here are the things that I want to say, but how do I say it professionally, courteously, politely, without all the terms that perhaps I might have used if it was face-to-face?
Exactly. And especially if you're in the heat of the moment, you really, you want to fire off a quick email, but you just get the AI to do it in a professional way for you. I think that's a really important one that business can do internally.
Again, proofread it before you hit send.
But just use it to help you generate those ideas, which is a really good one. Even for things like internal policies or job descriptions, it's great at generating them. You just give it, here's the things I'm looking for. It can go generate a professional job description for you. So we use it a lot internally for that kind of thing. As far as what we do in the product, essentially, we have this vision that all construction sites should be AI enabled or AI first. And so what does that mean for a platform like BuildPass, which is a site operations platform? Essentially, we cover everything that happens on a construction site, from the health and safety to the quality assurance, the dock control, all of the communication out on site. We put all of that into one and we say, okay, how can AI help every module in here? And it comes with different mediums. So for example, if we're looking at the defecting process, you're doing a defect walk, typically this can take hours, days to take photos of all the defects, put it into a Word document, load it up. Now what you can do is you can just get your phone out, take a photo and speak into the phone. This is a painting defect. It needs to go to the painter by next week. It automatically knows that you've got a particular painter on that job and it will put it in the queue to send off to them when you're ready. So, and we're seeing some customers literally cut down the time they spend on defects by 80% just by speaking into their phone instead. So we've got that voice element that we're integrating into the platform. Then there's the insights. So as a director of a business, once you start doing multiple projects, you don't want to necessarily get into the weeds of every project. You just need to know roughly, is this project on track? Did we have enough people on site? Have we recorded the work we're doing? What actual work was done? AI is really good at going in, looking at all the photos, looking at the site manager's daily diary and producing like a director level report. This is what happened across all of your projects this week. Here's the key risks. Here's some photos of each site. And it's all really easy to do. So we've integrated things like that in as well. Even some of the really cool things that are coming out is the ability for AI to handle voice and video at the same time.
Right.
So you can imagine, rather than doing a safety walk around site and having your head buried in a checklist, you just open up the phone, get the video out, and talk to the AI saying, look, I think that looks like a hazard there. We should probably raise an observation for that subby to know that they shouldn't be doing that, or it could pick up a defect at the same time. So it's becoming a lot more real time. And the whole thing, or the way we view AI, is it needs to make you more efficient. There's no point just putting these bells and whistles in there because you can. It needs to make you more efficient. And if we can get people back to building rather than doing admin, then that's our job done.
Get them back to doing the things that they know and love how to do.
Why they join the industry. Yeah, exactly. People join the construction industry because they want to build, not because they want to do paperwork. And it's just hopefully going to be really useful. Things that were quite difficult to manage, or that, when we talk with a lot of builders who say, we're really nervous that we don't know what's in the updated NCC, or we don't know what's in the Australian standards.
Thanks for your time today, Matt. I look forward to, speeding up some of those emails that I keep putting off. making sure that I'm more polite and courteous to yourself, but also the perhaps building some of the knowledge base behind some of these AI resources as well, so that you can elevate that trust and get more of those efficiencies from something that's already helping us out in our day-to-day already.
Yeah, totally. No, thanks for having me.
If you have any questions about anything that we've discussed today, you can send them through to mbassist@mbav.com.au or call us on 9411 4555.
This podcast was recorded on Wurundjeri land. MBV pays respect to elders past, present and emerging.